Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Lads Garage. Standing here with my 71 Ford pickup, and I'm kind of tired of tripping over some stuff in the garage. But the big thing is I have a seat out of a 1980 F100 I'm going to put in a 71. So let's get busy. Alright, so like I said, I am going to be putting the seat out of a 1980 in this truck. Now why would I do that? Well, it's because I have a red one that's in better shape than this one. And the reason I'm using a 80 model is because, well, I took it out of my 80. On Power Tour, I put some newer, more modern seats out of the Jelly Bean style trucks. I put one of them in there. Works great. But the old seat, yeah, I figured this will be a good use for it. It's better than the one that's in here. And also, I'm just tired of stepping around it, so let's see what it takes to put it in this truck. Other reasons you may consider using these is the seats out of the 80 to a 96 are pretty much all the same. They may go back in the 70s, I'm not sure, but the 80 to 96, more or less, they're very similar trucks in many ways. And because of that, there are a lot of them in the junkyards right now, and can find them reasonably priced. Alright, first thing we're going to have to do here is unbolt the seat. And there's a 9/16 bolt right there, and this looks like perfect job for a gear wrench. Alright, so seat removed. A little tricky finding those back bolts. Really not because they were hidden, it's because of the amount of dirt in the floor. I couldn't find them, but eventually did. Now it's time to get that gas tank out. I'm not going to be using the behind the seat tank again. I just don't like it. But I am going to leave the cap there. Figure out some way to secure it so nobody tries to put gas in. But this thing leaks pretty bad. In fact, I'll show you in a minute. Part of me kind of wishes that y'all have smell vision so you could smell just how bad this 22-year-old plus gas is that's leaking out of this tank. And with the strength of the fumes in here coming out of that tank, a lot of my electrical stuff where I'm going to light this truck up is going to be in here. I don't want electrical spark, anything like that to happen to this truck. Yeah, those rockers that you see in there, that is where the varnish, I guess you call it, in that tank is all leaking out. It's a mess, but I'm getting rid of it, so all is well. Alright, so go ahead and, yeah, I'm gonna have to put the nuts back on them just so they don't drive me nuts. Poet and didn't know it. Worry about those darn things later. I don't know, maybe I'll mount some kind of wood back here or something. I don't know. Don't have to decide that right now. I'm going to clean out the floor of the cab a little bit. Most people would use it like a broom or a vacuum or roll the mat up and dump it out. This guy would call it a mouse sucker. Well, I'm going to use a mouse drowner. I can't lie, that turned out a whole lot better than I thought it was going to. In fact, I might actually be able to reuse the mat. I was planning on carpeting this thing, but I don't know. The mat might actually stay. Alright, so here's the seat out of a 71 I got flipped over. Yes, that piece of the track's missing. We'll get to that. And here's the one out of the 80. Very different designs. But the support arms for the seats are the same distance apart, but the fashion of how they fasten to the floor, as you can see, is very different. So what I'm hoping I'm able to do is transfer the 71's mounting brackets to the tracks of 80 and use the factory holes, the factory everything. Also, you notice that the seat design construction of a 71 far superior to that of 80. And that little piece of blue wire there and the rope and all that, I'm going to try to make a few repairs to the saggy part of the seat using those materials. I am still going to go forward with using the 80 seat in the 71. But looking at this thing, I might take the back off it and put it in storage, because I think I could throw a saddle blanket on that and have a decent seat. And, well, I'm by no means done bringing old abandoned trucks back to life. So, I may use it in the future. Anybody got international pickup, 69 to 75, Jeep J10 to J20, square body? I don't really like to put that seat in it. Alright, so I got my cordless ratchet with me. My dog that wants to play ball more than anything. And anyway, the seat track is held on by a 1/2-inch nut that has a bolt that goes through here. It's got a square head on this side. So anyway, what I find works is just take the ratchet, stick it under. Over to the 80 seat. It's 10 millimeter. Alright. Alright, so the second bolt's up here. Alright, so I got a little good news and bad news. Here's the track off of 71. Here's the seat. The holes line up perfectly. So what could possibly be the bad news? Well, on the 80, the tracks had bolts that went through them and screwed into this threaded part here. On the 71, yeah, I got studs on the seat. So they're male. And they're threaded. You can't just tighten them on. So I'm going to have to do one of two things. Decide, I guess, pick my poison. I can either try and get these out, put some head bolts in there that I can run in, or the other option is I can take a drill bit and run through here and wallow that out and get rid of the threads and just put nuts on the back like the 71 originally was. I don't know, I gotta think about it. Tomorrow I should be able to get off work and actually have some daylight. Knock on wood. Is there some wood around here somewhere? Alright, we'll just pretend this is wood. Got the seat here, flipped over, and now a decent working height. And this rod here broke. And I'm going to do my best to figure out to repair it. But this isn't going to be a professional repair by any stretch of imagination. And someone already used a stainless rod, actually a pretty nice piece. But I'm going to use this blue wire to finish. Now this spring here still has the little loop-de-loops on the end of it. So I'm going to straighten it out and try not to break the wire with channel locks. Broke it. Crapo. New plan. Gonna break these off down here and try to replace them. Alright. Come down here and clip that. Set that there for the time being. I got a couple more of this broken rod. I wish these weren't back behind this, but they are. Alright. Just gonna try to thread these through. Easier said than done. I'm trying to do right this second is get the spring tension off right here. There we go. and get these broken ones out. Now I'm going to take what I can, loop the blue wire and connect them, or loop them around the blue wire, I guess I should say. Well, dang on it. I'm also going to try to get it through these rings that on the earlier repair rods. Alright, can I get a little more through here? Oh yeah. And now I'm going to try to get the spring back on the rod and catch both the old stainless repair thing and the blue wire. Easier said than done. See if the old drum brake spring stretcher will work on this. Y'all in my way, I'm going to have to move you. And now you should be able to see from there. That wasn't so bad. Alright, so now I want to try to tie this blue wire to the old wires tight as I can. I'm going to use hog rings for that. I got two different sizes and this pair of pliers that came with them. Not the best of pliers, but they're specially made for hog rings. And just like that, that easy, bound together. So I'm going to take a few of these, bind them out, try hopefully make the blue wire act just like the original. Now that I'm down here where there's less stuff and less previous repairs done, I'm going to see if I can get away with using a smaller hog ring. If I can. I mean, if I can't, I'll just have to go back to a big one. Just because of the way that one's situated, I couldn't use my hog ring pliers. The channel locks will work. Guess you just saw that. And I was going to cut it off, but I'm just going to tie it in down here. Alright, so now over here I got several broken pieces of wire. I want to try to support that some. I mean, it's not too bad, but still want to do something. And I guess I could go buy some of this wire and do that. Nah, we ain't doing that. I figured I'd use this piece of rope. Other camera battery died, so I just went and got this camera and bandaged up my finger. I'll try to figure out an approximate length on this. Make sure I cut the rope with a wrong tool. Yep. Pull tension as best I can. And you know what they say, if you can't tie a knot, tie a lot. So that's what I'm going to do. Really get some tension on it. Alright. That'll be something. I mean, am I saying this is perfect? No, not even close. But might it work? Well, it's better than what I had in there. Now, gonna want to put a couple more hog rings, tie these wires together so the springs do the spring thing. And ghetto superstar, that is what you are. Coming from afar, reaching for the stars. Alright, so right here on the tracks from the 71 are going to have to go in, and these studs are threaded, and so is that. There's just no way to turn it. I thought about taking these out and putting bolts in like this one had, and basically that's a lot of headache. So I'm going to take a 11/32 bit and just bore these out, because they do actually line up. Can't wait till I get one of my good drills repaired. Now, alright, now just tighten the bolts up. Put nuts on the back and all that nice stuff. Come on, get in there. Get one bolt started. Oh, impact, where are you? Slap on ahead. Okay. There you go. Seat is in, seat is installed. And I really like the way this looks. That seat just kind of goes up the truck. And it's just using some stuff I already had. Now back here, again, I decided to not run the fuel tank behind the seat. I'm going to put it somewhere else. And I'm going to put a tray back there to kind of organize some stuff. Hopefully. But I don't have to do that right now. Yeah. Fits pretty well in here. Alright, so that'll do it for this episode 2 Labs Garage. I hope that this helped you out with your old truck. These 80 to 96 seats are in junkyards. They're pretty plentiful. And the only thing you really have to do is switch the little things that bolt to the floor over to the other seat. And even if you don't, you could bore a hole through the floor and the 80 to 96 will bolt in pretty easily. Just do it this way, it's a direct bolt. So anyway, like I said, hope this helps you out. The fact that these are so common at the junkyard still means you can save quite a bit of money. I'm just using this one because I already had this one. And I think it fits the truck perfect. So anyway, if this helps you out, go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channels. I got a lot more money saving tips coming. And we're going to have some stuff coming up on this truck whenever I get a title. So until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, take care of your projects. God bless you. I'll see you again soon.